What's good, y'all? This Beezy Franchise checking in live, man. We on Industry's Most Wanted, man. Tap in.
I'm off and I'm on. I done seen the sticks and the stones. Every day I'm getting put to the test. But I won't complain, cause even through the pain and the strain, I'ma still claim I'm so blessed. You gotta play the cards you were given. I just thank the Lord that I'm living. But I must confess, even through the stress and the mess, without.
Hey, what's going on, man? It is your girl, TampaMystic, and we're live on the Industry's Most Wanted podcast. Boom. Big Industry's Most Wanted, not the little one. I heard we got a superstar checking in. He goes by the name of Beezy Franchise, all the way from South Bend, Indiana. What's going on? Give me some love.
What's going on?
Appreciate you being here.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, man. It's a pleasure. We had the opportunity to meet recently, you know, through some other connections that were here. But I'm glad that you're here sitting down with me because we got a lot to talk about. Give us that official introduction.
Okay, well, I'm Beezy Franchise, South Bend, Indiana. I'm a songwriter, R&B artist, producer, just doing my thing. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
He's out here working, you guys, definitely, and I'm loving it. You have, just the way you talk, you have that R&B-ish type voice.
Okay.
Got that Barry White going on.
It's I'll take that.
It's kind of like low and sultry, you know what I'm saying? Which makes for a great R&B singer. Definitely. Let's take it back, though, because people have to understand your journey. That's important to me. You grew up in South Bend, Indiana.
I did.
What was your childhood like out there?
It was cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a small city, so we don't really get a lot of recognition as far as, but there was a lot of musical things going on within the local, you know what I'm saying, the local area or whatever. Yeah. But it was cool, just a regular childhood, you know what I'm saying? I ain't really want for nothing too much. I was always doing music, always singing in the child choir. I was always into music, even at an early age.
Okay. That is dope. So your family, your folks had you in the choir?
Yeah, my mom, well, she ain't really go, but she made sure I went. Once she noticed I had a voice, she made sure I went to church and harnessed it, and I did, you know what I'm saying? I
love that. So that's really where it started for you, is singing in the church.
Oh, yeah, I'm one of them.
Yeah.
I'm one of them.
Definitely. So is it safe to say that, you know, even though you're an adult now, still doing music, that you tap into like the secular side and a little bit on the gospel side?
Yeah. Actually, what's interesting is this the single that I just dropped is called Blessed. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking into tapping more into the inspirational side. You know, I'm strictly R&B. If you look at my catalog, it's straight R&B, but it's always been in me. So I'm just tapping into that a little bit, you know.
Let's talk a little bit about, let's go back, because I know I'm older than you, but we're kind of close in the same age bracket, right? In my opinion, a lot of the great R&B came out, we'll say 70s, 80s, 90s. Would you agree with that?
Definitely agree. I tapped into the 70s later, obviously. I'm an 80s baby.
Yeah.
But, the 80s is where it started for me. I'm like, okay, but then the 90s just
blew it out the water.
That's the era for R&B.
I have on my phone, let me pull it up real quick. So I created a whole 90s R&B playlist.
Oh man.
See, look, 90s R&B, so you know I'm not lying. Yeah. I've got Jodeci on there. Yep. We've got some H-Town, some Blackstreet, Silk.
That's it.
Drew Hill.
So you tapped in, you know.
Keith Sweat. R. Kelly, I'm not ashamed. I love R. Kelly. Despite what he's done, he's a great artist. Tank, Jagged Edge, Shy, the list goes on.
You said. That's it.
And then along comes you, who also has that voice. Let's talk about it. Did 90s R&B somewhat inspire you? You're an 80s baby, so it probably was in the 90s when music really started kind of like become an inspiration for you.
Yeah, the 90s definitely let me know I wanted to be an artist.
Yeah.
Definitely. The 90s is what molded me into the artist that I am. Yeah, 90s all the way. It kind of started in the 80s, Bobby Brown, New Edition.
Can you dance like New Edition?
I used to. Ain't doing that.
Listen, me neither. My knees, the way my knees are set up, they have lower back, all that. Definitely. Do you ever get people who meet you and find out you're an artist and think maybe you're a rapper versus an R&B singer?
All the time. All the time, for years. And that's actually, I kind of go for that a little.
Yeah.
because it surprises people. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got that whole, you know, I'm from the culture, but when they find out I'm strictly, I mean, I rap a little bit too, but when they find out I actually sing, oh man, like it just amazes people.
Absolutely. It's kind of like that shock factor. Definitely. Absolutely. And like you said, that's what you want.
Yeah.
It's like a big surprise. Like, surprise, I can sing. You know what I'm saying? Growing up, what was one of your favorite songs to sing, whether it was something maybe you put together yourself or a cover of someone else?
Early on, it was a lot of Boys to Men. A lot of Boys to Men. A lot of I'll Make Love to You.
Yeah.
Man,
Mama.
It's so many of them. Then there was H-Town. You know, I kind of studied Dino a lot in H. R.I.P. to Dino.
R.I.P. Man, that just gives me chills. Like, that was so tragic, but yes.
Yeah. So it's so many. That's actually, I used to study these guys and actually like practice their runs and practice their vocals. So it's a lot of. I can't just name one. It's a lot of songs that I used to. When I get done with them, I go to Joe. When I get done with Joe, I go to Brian McKnight. Or, you know what I'm saying? So, gosh,
the 90s just produced so much great music. Would it be too much of me to ask you to sing a H-Town song? Just to, you know, give us 10, 15 seconds. It ain't got to be much.
Yeah, that's cool.
I would love that.
No, I can do that now. Actually.
That would be great.
Last night I thought to back when we made good love. Listening to some Marvin Gaye all night long, yeah. Now I want that old thing back, yeah. I make these moments once again come back. So won't you come on and do it for us, baby. Whoa, yeah.
Man. Yes, sir. So, fun fact, that record came out in 1993. I conceived my son in 1993, so it's safe to say I was knocking boots.
Okay, yeah.
That is so funny. Man, that was great. Thank you. Thank you for doing that, because I'll be honest with you, I asked some singers that come through here, and they say, no, I understand you got to warm them vocal cords up, but I love the fact that you did it and you were spot on.
Thank you.
Man.
Appreciate it.
Over the years, what would you say has been something that's really kept you pushing, because this is not an easy industry?
Yeah, really just the love for the music. Like people don't understand. A lot of people, they start doing it. I mean, they got talent and they'll start doing it because of the clout or because, you know, I actually I can't see myself not doing it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what keeps me in it. I'll be doing it when I'm 70. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, that's what it is. And then the fact that it's not, you know, a lot of real true R&B is not really being pushed right now.
I agree.
So I feel like I'm one of the ambassadors, you know what I'm saying, to try to get this thing back, because we need that, especially right now. We need that.
I could not agree more. I really feel like that R&B artists need to take a super stand and push their chest out and say, I'm here, because there's so much talent that's being overlooked in the R&B realm because hip hop is so popular.
Definitely.
You know, and of course I love hip hop, but R&B is my first love. Yep. Like if they took every genre away and I could only keep one, it would be R&B.
That's right.
100%. Definitely. So you've been doing music for 20 plus years. That is a long, long time, and I commend you for sticking to it and staying with it, because some artists, boom, I've seen them come and go, come and go, come and go. What are you enjoying the most about being a music artist?
It's the creativity.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just being able to come up with stuff like that's amazing to other people and get their reaction from it.
Yeah.
I think that's the kicker for me. Like, even as a producer, as a writer, you know what I'm saying? Just being able to create stuff from here and put it out to the world, and they actually appreciate it.
Absolutely. That has to be the most rewarding feeling ever.
It's awesome.
Because you literally create it from the ground up, per se. Everything. Let's talk about the creative process, because I'm pretty sure as an R&B artist, it's slightly different than a rapper. Do you physically sit down and put pen to paper and write your music?
I do.
Yeah.
I still do. A lot of people, you know, but I definitely still put the pen to the pad.
Yeah.
And being as I'm a producer as well, sometimes I'll start the track first and then get inspiration from that. And then a lot of times I just start humming and come up with a concept and start writing, and then, you know, get the melody and the chords and whatever to make the track. It's just different variations of the process, but I definitely put the pen to the pad.
Absolutely. And I think that is so important. I'm going to throw shade for a second. A lot of these young artists that I sit down with, I'm talking to ones that are 21, 22, they're rappers. All they do is punch in. They've never written a song, and I always challenge them. I'm like, I just feel like it would give you a different feeling to be able to sit there and put it on. Not saying you got to do it for every record.
Right.
But writing is a form of therapy.
It is. And you know, if you, even with the structure of writing, you got to learn that. You got to learn that too, because if you want to hit, if you want a radio hit, if you know, you got to, it's lanes, you know what I'm saying? It's different ways and variations. You got to structure that song. So if you just coming in the booth and you just going off, I mean, that's cool, but, you know, don't expect the radio and the, you know, you got to have some type of structure, because that's just how it goes. I
absolutely agree with that. I feel like that majority of the big songs, the hits, were written.
Yeah, it was a method.
Yes.
It's definitely a method. Yeah.
Absolutely. On average, how long does it take you to write a record?
The quickest I've ever wrote a record is probably like, if I'm sometimes I'm just like, I'm inspired. I just get this thing, man. It could be like 6 to 7 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because it comes up here and it's already, all I'm really doing is transferring it to the paper.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I mean, at the most, on average, probably maybe an hour or two.
Okay, so you're fairly quick with it because you've been doing it for so long.
Yeah.
Is there a particular place that you find yourself at where your inspiration is drawn the most? And what I mean, some people it's when they're driving in the car, some people it's when they're in the shower. Where do you find yourself at where you're coming up with this music the most often?
That's a good question. In the studio.
Okay.
In the studio.
Home studio?
Home studio. Yeah, I could just be vibing off, you know what I'm saying, like a melody that I made or something, didn't finish it, just, you know, play something and just, you know. Most of the time is that. Or I could just, you know, be sitting in the car and I could hear Prince or somebody. I try to take a lot of old school and flip it, you know what I'm saying? And ooh, man, let me turn that off. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, it ain't no specific real spot, but most of the time it's in the studio.
Yeah. It's where you catch your vibe at.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's dive into that a little bit. How long have you had your home studio?
I've been 6 or 7 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
How important was it to you as an artist, a producer, a songwriter? Do you engineer as well?
I do.
Engineer, you do all these things. How important was it to you to finally say, you know what, I need to put a studio in the crib?
Very important. Very on your own time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you come up with stuff just like that, and you got to, you know, sometimes, you know, people got lives, the engineer, you go to another studio, you got to book it or whatever, however it go, you know what I'm saying? But if you at the privacy of your own home, you can wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning with a spark and just go at it, you know what I'm saying? And as long as you want to, you know, you can record, you know, little stuff just and put it in the back burner, just, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just so convenient. It's so convenient. That's the best thing that you can ever do. I
agree. I think that's one of the best investments that any artist or producer or engineer is, as long as you have a space in your home to accommodate, whether it's a bedroom or half of your own bedroom, something, have that creative space, because like you said, you could wake up at 3 in the morning and boom, that feeling is never going to come back again.
It's not. That's what people don't understand. You can have a melody or a hook that you just came up with, and if you don't get it, it's gone.
Absolutely.
It's gone. So you're right.
And I tell artists all the time, it's really, you can set up a home studio on a budget. Go to the pawn shops. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can, because some people get hard up for money, so they pawn their good equipment, whether it be film equipment or audio equipment. You don't have to buy it brand new necessarily to start out with. No,
you don't. You're absolutely right. I started going to the pawn shop.
Nah, facts.
You know, just seeing what they had.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's, you know, they make it really, really cool for you nowadays. They make it affordable.
Definitely, 100%. How long have you been producing?
Man, about 20 years.
Yeah.
I started when I was like 16. Co-producing, you know what I'm saying, just watching and putting my little inputs, but then I got tired of the tracks not sounding how I wanted them to sound in my head. So I just started doing it all on my own and been doing it ever since.
Do you find yourself producing majority of your own music? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep. I got a team now. I had to learn. And as a matter of fact, a long time I just really didn't want to, have my own sound. You ain't gonna do it how I want you to do it. But I had to allow myself to open up. And so now I got an actual team. Like we actually do stuff together and it comes out great. But most of the time I would, yeah.
Listen, I am 1,000% with you because I'm somewhat of a control freak when it comes to my work, because you want it done in a certain time frame. You want it to look and sound a certain way. Like all that stuff matters because it's a pure reflection of you.
It is.
How difficult was it for you to finally allow others in to help you? Because we do really sometimes need help with certain things.
It was hard, man. It was hard because I'm kind of stubborn. I'm kinda,
What's your zodiac sign?
I'm a Pisces.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of stubborn, and I've been doing it for a while. So, I mean, I dare to say I'm kind of, it's hard to impress me.
Yeah.
So, I have to allow myself to open up and, give other people's vision a chance. And once I did, I'm like, yeah, that is kind of dope. Okay, let me put this with it in there, and it works out.
Absolutely, because I'm the first one to admit I'm a control freak. I ain't gonna lie. It even like when Jay Fresh was coming in here filming the performances, it took me a minute to kind of back off because I'd be like, do this, do that. I'm like, hold on. He's doing what he does. He's more of a professional at that than I am. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So now when he comes in, I just sit back and let him do it. But it took me a minute to get there. So I completely understand. I get it. Definitely. Let's talk a little bit about Baby Making Music EP.
Okay.
Man, first and foremost, title, pretty self-explanatory.
Very much so.
Going back to, like I said, knocking boots, that's probably how that was Baby Making Music. Let's talk about the EP. How long was it in the works?
2 years.
Okay.
2 years.
Took your time with it.
Yeah, I took my time with it because I wanted it to be a reflection of me really as a vocalist, everything we just talked about, the 90s and how I learned and crafted. That is a pure representation of that. I'm singing like you definitely gonna get 90s vibes if you listen to that.
Man.
So that's what I was going for. So I took my time with it.
I love the fact that you're able to give us those 90s vibes, but still put a current twist on it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Because like I said earlier, I am with the culture. I mess with the culture. I ain't one of them guys like, oh, you young. I mess with the culture, so I listen to a lot of that. I do a lot of that. I got a song with T-Rail, and we went off. Like
he's hard.
I'm able to do both. Shout out to T-Rail. Yeah, he's hard. But that's where I come from. I come from that. So I wanted to let people know, okay, if you question any vocal ability, any of the vibes, I'm finna show you with this Baby Making Music EP. So.
Definitely. How many visuals have you filmed off the EP?
One.
Okay.
I actually did one. We were planning on doing two. Then I got the blessed vision, and I said, okay, we're going to, But yeah, I did one visual for that. I'll probably do a couple more.
Yeah, absolutely. Because those really, with the visuals and R&B music, just brings it to life.
Yes.
Like I even think back to some of like R. Kelly's videos, and like just wow, like it just really, and especially now with the camera equipment that's out there, like it's fully cinematic.
Right.
100%. Let's talk about some of the stuff you've done for other artists. You produced a record for Vito the singer.
I did. Yeah.
Congratulations on that, because he's really out here making big moves right now. Yeah. So big ups to you. I'm sure you got a plaque coming soon.
I appreciate. Yeah.
We claiming it, manifesting it.
Yes.
How did that situation come about, and what was it like working with him and his team?
Really, really cool, man. He's actually he's a frequent in South Bend. He actually used to live there. So,
okay.
He's from the city, so I kind of got into contact with. Well, actually, Ben Frank did. Shout out to Ben Frank.
Okay.
Ben Frank got into contact with some of his people. They were working on something, and they were looking for a track. He actually liked it, you know what I'm saying? And the rest is history. He's real cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Do you think that you guys will get more working together?
I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the plan. Yeah, that's the homie.
Absolutely. Where do you go from there? Do you have other R&B artists like in your crosshairs, like I'm a produce for this guy or this girl? Is there other ones that you desire to work with? Because we're going to manifest it right now.
Yeah, that's the plan. I have a few, you know what I'm saying? But it goes back to that, I'm going to be honest, and I know y'all producers probably go through this too. Yeah, right there. A lot of times I'll start something, and I plan on, pushing it out, and I'm like, wait a minute,
I like this for myself.
It's kind of dope. that's a problem of mine. I'm getting better. But yeah, that is the plan. I plan on, just flourishing out and getting a lot of, because there's a lot of dope artists.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you produce other genres outside of R&B?
I produce it all.
Everything?
I do it all, yeah.
So if somebody said, you know what, I need me a country vibe, that's something you would do for them?
I got it.
I love that.
Definitely got it. I listen to everything. So, that allows me to be able to do everything. Like I listen to country, I listen to, I went from Michael Jackson to Freddie Mercury to Singers Unlimited to Kenny Rogers I listened to everything as a kid. I was an MTV kid.
Yeah.
So that kind of blessed me to be able to do a lot of stuff.
I agree with you. MTV was so special in the fact that it did exactly what you said. It opened our ear to a broader audience of music. Like, okay, we all might like hip hop or we might like R&B, but there's some, like you said, country, maybe a little rock, hard rock, soft rock, whatever. Afrobeats is big right now. You know what I'm saying? And being in that era where you got to experience MTV, I think helps like our generation, even maybe a slightly younger, slightly older, to have that broader ear for music.
Very much so.
Definitely. Let's talk about the song with T-Rail. It's called Hitting. Mm-hmm. What was the experience like working with T-Rail?
T-Rail, it was dope. It was dope. He's very talented, man. Very cool, down-to-earth guy. Actually, that's Ben Frank, too. Got to shout out to Ben Frank.
Shout out to Big. So hold on, Big Frank sounds like he the plug.
Yeah, but yeah. Shout out, yeah. That's my brother. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope.
He invited me when we came the last time and let me. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm here now. So shout out to Ben Frank.
Yeah.
But he had been following T-Rail for a while. You know what I'm saying? And just was like, man, y'all would be dope together. So he got in touch with his manager. He was showed him the track. He was willing to get on there, and he got on there.
Is Big Frank your manager as well?
Ben Frank. No, he's my brother. Like, we grew up.
That's your family.
Yeah, we literally, like, since 12, 13.
But he manages Bae Marie, right?
He does.
Yes.
Yep. So, we
shout out to you, bro.
We just work together. We just do our thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's my brother. Whatever I got, he gonna have.
He's a real life dot connector.
Yeah.
I love that. So the record with T-Rail, was there a visual that was filmed for it?
Not yet. I still want to do the visual.
Yes.
I still want to do the visual. When I dropped it, unfortunately, I got hit with a real bad case of COVID. Like, real bad. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't able to, you know what I'm saying, flourish it like I wanted to. It still did good, though. You know what I'm saying? It's still banging, but the visual had to get put on hold, and from there I started doing other things.
Understood. So, life happens.
Yeah.
Life be lifing, especially during the whole COVID pandemic era. Like, it took a lot of people out. Let's just briefly talk about that. You had COVID. It sounds like you had a pretty severe case of it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, very bad. I was in the hospital for about 3 weeks.
Oh, wow. You were in the hospital, too. Did you develop pneumonia as well?
Right, yeah. The whole shebang.
Oh, man.
Being that I'm diabetic, it kind of
really took a toll.
Yeah.
My mom lost her life to COVID pneumonia, so I understand because she didn't have good health. So it's difficult. Thank you. Let's just real quickly, in that moment, you're in the hospital, super sick, feeling like crap. How did that change your outlook on life? Man,
just don't take it for granted.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be honest, I kind of thought I was out of here.
Yeah.
I couldn't, they had to give me a machine to try to, get the little
spirometer or spirometer or something they call it.
Whatever it's called. Yeah. You got to get the thing to go to the, when you dealing with that type of stuff and you used to just every day. Yeah. It's a toll. I thought I was gone for a minute, but, I made it through that, and it showed me that don't take nothing for granted, man. Like, I also know people that had the same thing, and they didn't make it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, you be thankful that, blessed. You're blessed. You know what I'm saying? That you here. You got to, take that thing seriously and give thanks every day.
Man. That is facts, man. And thank you for being transparent and sharing that, because people need to hear that, because we were kind of briefly talking before we started the interview about R.I.P. Fat Man Scoop, just lost his life. And it's difficult because a lot of this stuff can be prevented by us just simply taking care of ourselves. Now, COVID, obviously, that can't be prevented because you don't know where you pick it up, who you catch it from. But it's one of those life-defining, life-changing moments. Like you said, you don't know if you're going to make it through or not. And God said, you know what, Beezy, I'm not done with you yet. Right. You haven't fully fulfilled your purpose. I need you here. God, Thank God. That's a blessing. And let's talk about that. What do you feel like is your purpose being here on earth right now?
I think it's just to inspire. I think my purpose really is just to spread positivity, inspire. You know what I'm saying? Just give the knowledge that I know and the wisdom that I know to people that might not have it. You know what I'm saying? Even that little gem, be thankful just to be here. You know what I'm saying? I think a good representation of that is the blessed song that we probably going to get into later that I just dropped. Just be thankful whether you're here or here. I think that I got a lot to give to the world as far as not just music, you know what I'm saying, just knowledge in general. So I think that's why kind of my purpose. Yeah.
Let's dive into that a little bit deeper, right? You've been on this earth for a few years, you know what I'm saying? We don't have to just little something. Give us a gem, give us a life lesson, give us something that you live by, like just something that can impact the people.
Count it all joy. That's what I mean by that is everything works out for the better, even if it seems like it's bad. If you handle it right, and because we get a lot of times stuff happen and we just think it's over. But if you still got breath in your body, it's not over. So understand that you could take that, flip it, and it could be the best thing that ever happened to you. You know what I'm saying? Based off of what you thought was finna take you out. That's what makes me keep going to survive. This is a game. I'm going to win. This is just a game. You know what I'm saying? I didn't die. You know what I'm saying? I'm still here, or I made it through that. If you could tap into that, you can rule the world.
Man, that was deep. And that is facts, absolutely, because I'm an overthinker. And sometimes that's my biggest battle with myself. Like, I'm very self-motivating, but I'm an overthinker. And we can often sabotage ourselves by overthinking a situation that may never even occur.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It might not even exist.
It exists up here, but nowhere else.
Right.
That is crazy. Do you deal with that at all? Overthinking?
I have. That's how I know what I know now.
Yeah.
Because I definitely have been an overthinker. Sometimes I still do, and I got to remind myself of that. Sometimes we create circumstances that aren't even there. You know
that is facts. I'm laughing because I do that. I'm so bad at that.
Right. And the crazy part is if you keep doing that, if you're familiar with energy, you can actually create it just by continuing to, you know what I'm saying? It's deep. It's deep.
That is facts. You're right. It'll actually come to fruition because we focused on it so much, and like you said, energy can be transferred. So it's like if we continue to spin them wheels in our head and sabotage ourselves, it could happen.
It could happen.
So, and I've seen it on social media. People talk about if it's not going to matter in 5 years from now. My theory is if it doesn't matter 30 seconds from now, stop thinking about it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, why allow that to have real estate in our head?
Right.
Definitely.
I agree.
What are some of the other things that we can anticipate coming from you? Because I know you got the EP. Is there other things that you're currently working on that we can be on the lookout for?
Yeah. Right now, really what I'm trying to do, you know what I'm saying, in a nutshell, is just show my versatility.
Yeah.
So you can expect a couple other different genres that you probably didn't even think. Like, I'll give you one. Like, we just touched on the Afro beat. Yeah. I'm working on an Afro Beats EP right now.
Nice.
I already got the single for it. I'm just, waiting to decide what I'm gonna do with it.
Yeah.
And then after that, I'm gonna go to something else, totally far-fetched that you probably didn't even, That's what I'm doing right now because I feel like, why not?
You're in your creative bag.
Yeah.
And I love that. Because you're going to reach a much broader audience by tapping into these other genres.
Hope so.
Speaking of which, you did reach, you got over 300,000 streams on one of your singles, To the Bed.
To the Bed, yeah.
Tell us about that. How did that feel? Because that is like a major accolade, because 300,000 streams is nothing light. That's hefty.
It's a big deal for me because, I've never reached. It's just a matter of the people. You know what I'm saying? It's
right.
It's not necessarily the number. It's like, wow, they actually dug it that much. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, To the Bed is one of those ones that I gotta give the credit to me listening to, like I said, like, because it's got like a retro vibe to it. You know what I'm saying? And evidently people want to hear that. You know, so shout out to The Bed. Yeah,
I know that's right. Most definitely, absolutely. Anything else you got going on while you're out here in the A?
I'm looking, you know what I'm saying? Really nothing planned, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I used to live out here, so I know a couple spots, you know, I got family out here.
Absolutely.
So, just right now, just cooling.
Sometimes you have to just break away a little bit for our own mental health, you know what I'm saying? Just have that me time, free time. When you are not working, because I know you work a lot, you do so many different things. What do you do? What do you enjoy doing in your free time?
Just chill.
Yeah.
Like, literally just take the free time. Like, I'm a homebody really at heart, so I just, you know, when I get a chance to breathe or just read or, you know what I'm saying, catch a good movie or something like that, you know, I do that because it is, like, this is a lot of work, you know what I'm saying? So the free time that you have, just, you know, I feel like I go out, I do this, I do that, dealing with this.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I don't want to incorporate that with my free time. I want to just actually chill, you know.
It's vital that you do that.
Yeah, so I don't do much.
Are you a father?
I am.
How did fatherhood change your life?
Tremendously. That's where I started gaining my knowledge. Actually, that's the best job I ever had.
I love it.
Yeah. It's dope. Shout out to the fathers.
Listen, that is because when we have kids, it instantly becomes bigger than us. Do you have a daughter?
I have 2 daughters.
2 daughters. You are their first love. A little girl's first love, even as they become an adult, a grown woman, our first love is always our father. That's why it's so important that fathers are present, and women too, because there's some deadbeat mamas too. I ain't throwing them in under the bus, because your first love was probably your mother.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Definitely. Well, shout out to your kids. Are any of them interested in doing music?
I tried, you know what I'm saying, but you know, this new age, man. They want to do their own thing. They dibble and dabble, and then maybe one day they'll take it serious.
Understood. Understood. Is this what you foresee you doing for the rest of your life? I know you said you want to do it until you're old. Yeah,
I mean, I feel like this is my gift. You know, I'm a rider till the wheels fall off. The good thing about it is, I thank God that I got the gift to do it in different variations. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to just sing. I don't have to just produce. It's so many things I could do with it for the rest of my life.
Absolutely.
So, even if it's not on a major platform, in a major way, I'm still going to do music forever.
I know that's right.
That's just what it is.
It's your passion, undeniably. Yeah. I know that you obviously produce for other artists because we talked about that. Do you engineer for other artists as well?
I do. I don't really get into the engineering because I'm so much of a creative. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So my team, we work together, you know what I'm saying, for the most part. But I definitely do,
Yeah, absolutely. Well, listen, we're about to get up out of here. They're going to hear the song at the intro and the outro of the interview. That's where I added in at. So make sure you guys go check out the whole entire EP, Baby Making Music. Mm-hmm. Definitely out now. The single is called Blessed. Did you produce that one as well?
I did.
Definitely. Is there a visual for that particular one?
There is. It actually just dropped yesterday.
Okay.
The single and the visual is available right now.
Brand spanking new.
Yep.
I'm loving it. Definitely. For the people who want to keep up with your movement, maybe work with you, get some production from you, where can they follow you?
On Instagram, it's at Beezy Franchise. Tap in Twitter at Beezy Franchise. Facebook is Franchise Music with MUZIK. And just tap in. get with me. I'm ready to work.
I know that's right. Listen, I know you got a lot of people that love you, support you. Who do you want to give thanks to for supporting your movement?
Man, really just my family, you know what I'm saying, back home. Shout out to Lissa Blair, that's my management. Shout out to Ben Frank, that's the bro. Man, my brothers, sisters, everybody, you know what I'm saying, just family, everybody that support me. I really appreciate all of y'all. Y'all make it happen for me.
Definitely. I got one last question for you. Where are we at? Big Industries Most Wanted.
Industries Most Wanted.
Big Industries Most Wanted. We got big, not the little one, Beezy Franchise checking in today. Definitely. Go ahead and tell the world what makes you the Industries Most Wanted.
Man, because I'm the total package. I'm the franchise. You're not going to miss a beat with me. Whatever you're looking for, that's what you're going to get, and you're going to get it to the highest capacity. So that's what makes me the industry's most wanted.
I love it. Thank you for being here today and bringing that positive energy, good vibes, both you guys. I'm loving it. Definitely. We up out of here, y'all.
I'm getting put to the test, but I won't complain, cause even through the pain and the strain, I'ma still claim I'm so blessed. You gotta play the cards you were given. I just think the Lord